Hello guys, so today we're gonna unbox this copy of Stone Age. It's the German version of the game, but the language is not important in this case because it's language independent. So I decided to get it off the German Amazon because it had a much better price. So let's get this open, and right away you can see the individual player boards. This is a worker placement game for 4 players, so you're gonna get 4 of these boards, and basically this shows you how much of the what's the cost of the different goods. So you're basically rolling dice for each worker you place, and every multiple of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will earn you the different good. There's a space below to put the houses, the huts that you're going to get, and also space for your tools and so on. And this is to basically count the amount of points you have and the amount of the agriculture level, I think. So let's set this here, and 2 more player boards. They're gonna go here, and then you're starting to get all the tool tokens that basically have 2 sides. So I just detach one of those. So basically you're gonna have tools that are worth 1 point on your rolls, and then they'll turn into 2, 3, and 4. So as you get more of them during the game. And also these are food tokens, I think. This is to place the first player marker to a small stand, and then you're gonna get the huts, all the different huts. These are the costs, and these are the amount of points that they give you when you acquire them. So let's set them here. Here you have the first player marker. It's this chieftain sitting on a chair. So. And here we have the German. Oh, it's just a small player aid sheet with some indicators regarding the basically the development cards, the civilization cards that you can get. So set them here. This is just a postcard from Hans Gluck, the distributor of the game. And this is actually to place on the bottom of the box. It's kind of like a separator. So set it here. And here you have the German language rulebook. Let's give it a look. So here basically you have a description of the main board, all the different areas with the goods and so on. A place to set the development card, the civilization card, sorry, and a place to set your huts, and then a small description of how the game develops. If you want to try the game out, it's available on Board Game Arena. That was when I actually started playing it, so you can take a look at it there. Let's set this here. Another promotional postcard. And the actual central game board. So let's get it open, and as you can see, it's quite a beautiful board. You have a score track all along it, and then you have the spaces here to set the workers on. Here and here, for example. Here it's a place where you put the tools, and then here you have a space for the civilization cards with the costs, and here is where you're gonna place the huts. And also you have an agriculture. Actually, the agriculture level counter is on this side. It's not on the individual player boards. So let's close it. And down here you can see some other items. We're gonna take a closer look at it. This is actually a set of dice, and you have a small cup because you're going to be rolling a lot of dice on this game. This is basically a worker placement game with dice rolling in order to get those different goods that I showed you, which later on you're going to use to buy the civilization cards and the huts and acquire points end game. So they include this leather cup for you to put your dice on, and this is the bag of all the goods tokens and workers for the different players. It's a 4-player game maximum. We're gonna separate these and take a closer look at them. And here you have the set of civilization cards, which have really cool bonuses on the bottom, which give you special points at the end of the game, and on the top they have a different bonus that you get immediately when you buy the card. So this one actually gives you 7 I think these are 7 food tokens. Yeah, it's fish, and the other one I can't actually see what it is. Maybe some mushrooms and such. We're going to take a closer look at all the food tokens later on, so we're going to see it for a fact. So let's get these individual components punched out and take a closer look at them. So we're gonna use this separator and we're gonna place it on the bottom of the box. You just fold it like this, and then you can place it here, and you get a separator to easily store all the components. So it's actually a very nice developed box. So you get these 4 spaces where you can place everything on the box. You can see that all the individual pieces have really good quality. They're made of really strong cardboard, and they're neatly punched, so they come out just perfectly and almost with no excess cardboard. So only 2 points of contact with the actual sheet, and really nice quality items. So let's finish punching these out and take a closer look at all the different huts. So these are some of the huts that you'll be able to buy during the game. These actually have variable costs, so you can pay them with any amount of resources, but for example for this one you need 4 resources, but of 2 different kinds, while this one you need 4 of one single kind. This one requires 5 resources, and you need to have 4 different kinds of resources involved in the purchase, and these will actually score the points that are related to each of the goods that you use. This one actually you can pay 1 to 7 resources of any one kind, and then you have quite a lot of them with fixed prices. So you need to, for this one for example, you need 1 clay, 1 stone and 1 gold to pay it. So let's take a closer look at a few more of those. So as you can see, there are a lot of different combinations and a lot of different values that are given for each one of them. So we have some here, a couple more. Now we're going to take a closer look at the cards, the civilization cards. So here we have the deck of civilization cards, and we're going to open this up. And let's take a look at a few of them. So here we have basically different immediate bonus. For example, here you get 3 points, here you get 7 food. Here you're going to roll a dice, and depending on the number of players, for example, if you have 3 players, you roll 3 dice, and then the number of pips you get are the stuff you're gonna be able to get. So you are the first one to choose, then the second player, then the third, and the fourth. That's the case. So these cards actually multiply by themselves. These ones give you 1 extra point for each building, or 3 extra points for each building you have, and so on. All kinds of different bonuses, immediate bonuses, and end game score bonuses as well. The cards have pretty decent quality, and I think they're standard size, so they will be easy to sleeve if you want to do it. So as you can see, quite a lot of different strategies, different cards that you can get that will basically change the way you play the game. So here's a complete deck of cards, quite a lot of them, allowing for different types of play. And here you have the first player marker, which will change places during all the different rounds, so everyone is going to be able to take first pick at what they want to get. This has a small problem. The feet of the marker come off quite easily, so they should have made this a little bit less wide, these cuts on the bottom, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that, so it's a funny first player marker, and that's it. So these are the different food tokens that you can get during the game to score, to track the amount of food you have to feed your caveman. These numbered 1 tokens have little berries on them, number 2s have mushrooms, fish, and the number 10s are much bigger, and they have sort of like animal fur, so they represent animals that you may have hunt during your adventures. So that's it. And these are the tool tokens that you can use during the game to increase the pips on your rolls. So as you can see, you start off with tools that are worth 1 point, and then when you have a few of them, they transform, and you start getting tools that are worth 2, and then you start having tools that can produce 3, and eventually, if you get a lot of them, they will turn into tools that produce 4 pips. So these are the tool tokens that you have. You can place them on the central board, and then you start getting them little by little during the game. So these are all the different goods tokens that you're gonna get during the game. You see that you have a lot more wood because they are the easiest good to get. Then you have clay, which you actually also have quite a lot of them. Then you have some stone, and the hardest to get are these gold bars. So they actually have interesting shapes. The stones and the little gold bars are sort of like trapeze shaped, so quite a nice detail. And over here you have the meeples for each of the player. So they come in these 4 different colors. You start off with 5, I think, and you can have a maximum of 10. So you can actually go to a spot on the map where you use 2 meeples and you get an extra one at the end of the round, at the end of the turn. So they're quite funny looking. The way they're shaped, they actually look like little cavemen with the rugged hair and the primitive clothing made out of fur, animal fur, and so on. So quite a funny detail as well. And here you have some cubes that you're going to use on the score marker and also on the agriculture counter on your individual player board, I think. So yeah, here they are. So guys, this is just a small overview. After having separated all the components, you actually get 8 Ziploc bags within the game box in which you can store all the components. So I just separated the different player tokens. The goods went on the same bag. The food and the tools tokens are on another one. The dice, the cup, the cards, and the first player marker, and the buildings on 2 different Ziploc bags. For the time being, this is how I'm gonna store the game. Maybe later on get a small plastic container and separate them all within it and discard the Ziploc bags. So this is it. I hope that you enjoyed this unboxing, and I strongly advise you to get the game and maybe try it first on Board Game Arena like I did. It's a really fun game and it's easy to teach, and it's great for a family audience and also for more dedicated players. There's a little bit of luck involved on the roll dicing, but you can easily offset that with the amount of workers you put on a single good in order to maximize your chances of getting it, and also the tools that you can use to increase the pips on the dice. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoy the game. See you on the next unboxing video. Take care.